In three, in two, in one, Yogi Bryan Talks. It's back. I had to come on to the podcast. It's been a while. I had to come back on for a special message. Might be a little rant. And this is my voice on this issue here. And the issue is doing events for free for exposure. You know, event companies or studios, they tell you, oh, we're not paying. This is for exposure to get your name out there. First off, I say, fuck that. Fuck that. Say no to it. Say no to it. That's just my opinion. If you have differing opinions, throw it in the chat. I'm always open to listening to what you think. If you're on the podcast, Spotify or Apple or anywhere else, you can go to my YouTube and you can comment there. But I see this so much. That events companies or studios, I've heard this. I heard this, that a studio, I'm not going to mention names, but they do a teacher training. So you got to pay a fuck ton of money for their teacher training. And then after you graduate, they expect you to teach for free. What the fuck is that? You pay all this money and then you're expected to teach for free, to fight for a position so you can teach at their studio. They know what they're doing. Most yoga teachers, not all of them, most yoga teachers, they love the attention. They love being in front of people. They love being on social media. Not all of them, some of them, most of them. They love the attention. You know, and most of the yoga teachers that I talk to want to do this as a full-time job. They want to do this as a full-time job. And I want to say that it takes time to build your brand. It takes time and practice to build your brand and get a following. I've been doing this since 2016 and I still have a day job and I'm still doing my side hustle. I'm still teaching. I'm still making a fuck ton of content to put it out here for y'all, but I still have a day job. I still got to pay the bills. Still got to do that. And you might have to do that too. And that's okay. That's okay. We get caught up seeing people's lifestyles on Instagram, you know, and you're like, maybe they do another job too while they teach yoga. We don't know. But this idea of teaching for free to get a spot at your yoga studio or to get the exposure at an event, exposure for what? There's an events company I know, local. I'm not going to say their fucking name because I'm not going to give them any credit. But I've had teachers tell me that the owner was like, I don't pay teachers. We do this for exposure. Exposure. Yet the event company, the owner, is making money on all the tickets. So he's making money on all the ticket sales, yet you're doing this for exposure. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit. Sounds like you're being taken advantage of. And deep down inside your heart, you want to get paid. You spend a fuck ton of money on your yoga teacher training and you want to get paid. I'm sure eventually you want to do this as your full-time job, and that's awesome. It'd be great to teach yoga, meditation, or whatever modality you're doing. It'd be great to do. But it doesn't happen by teaching shit for free. I'm going to say this. I want you to understand. I want you to get this into your unconscious mind. Know your worth. Know your worth. You're worth it. You did the training. You do the practice on your own. Know your worth. You can build a community by asking your friends and family to come teach, to come see you at a park. You can teach at a park. You can ask for donations, or you can ask for, $5, $10, $15 per person. You can do that. And at first, you might have 0 people coming to the park for your class. It happens. Then you might get 1 person, then 2 people, and then 3 people. And then eventually, after months, you might have 10 people. But that's how you build your community. That's how you get your exposure eventually. You find your community. You don't teach free fucking classes making the studio or the events company profit because they're taking advantage of you. I see this way too much. That's why I'm doing this episode. I'm doing this podcast to help. If you're a new yoga teacher, or you're struggling knowing your worth, know your fucking worth. How much are you worth for an hour of your time? How much are you worth? Ask yourself that. How much did you pay for your yoga teacher training? Are you a 200 hour? Are you a 500 hour? Are you a Reiki healer? What other things are you trained in? How much did you pay for that training? Think about it. Know your fucking worth. You have to know your worth first so that you can set your boundaries on these events companies or studios, because they want to get you cheap. They want to get you cheap so they can get the money in their pockets. And I know a lot of awesome studios that really respect their teachers and they pay them an honest wage. So this is not all yoga studios. I really know good people in the yoga industry. I've seen it. So many companies, so many studios are good. And then I've seen the fucked up ones. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. It takes time to grow your social media. It's not going to happen overnight. It takes time. It takes years to grow a following. I started an account called Namaste AF back in 2016. It evolved into Yogi Bryan. That was 2 Instagrams ago. And it's still growing. It took time since 2016. Now it's finally bringing in an income. A lot of content I had to put out to build the community. A lot of responding to comments, to DMs. A lot of time. It takes time. This shit doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. And taking bullshit free classes isn't going to get you there. Isn't going to get you there. So know your fucking worth. Know your worth. Know your worth. How much are you worth? Where can I build a community where I get donations? Can I do that online? Can I do that in the park? Can I rent a dance studio for a certain period of time and teach my own yoga classes there? There's a lot of other ways to build your community. And then also some other questions is, what do you love about teaching yoga or teaching meditation? What do you love about it? Your whole entire life, all your experiences brought you to this moment right here, right now. You're unique. You are your own brand. There are struggles, problems that you solved in your life that you can help other people with through your practice, through meditation, or through whatever modality you're using. You're very unique. So honor that shit. Know your worth. Highly recommend don't do events for fucking exposure. Get paid. Get paid. And from what I've seen, sometimes the yoga studio owners or the events companies, if you know your worth, they may shame you. They may tell you you're not worth it. And you know what? Fuck them. Fuck them. Get paid. Know your worth. You are worth it. Yes, you are. And that's all I got. That's my rant. Hope you all enjoyed it. Hope that helps. Throw in the comments what you think. Adios, amigo.